Welcome back to another episode in our series of shorts, 10 Reasons to Invest in Indonesia. In this episode, we'll be going into the fourth reason out of the top 10 reasons. If you haven't listened to the first 3 of this series, we recommend tuning into that before listening to this podcast. Otherwise, let's get into reason number 4 of the 10 reasons to invest in Indonesia. Reason number 4 is the growing government support for sustainable development goals. What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean? I think Indonesia is very proactive on driving, eco-friendly aspects, and probably trying to learn from Europe and US and other places that took for ages to convert and realize that a lot of these aspects creates issues, like CO2 pollution, plastic, and so on. Even though the problem is bigger here than in other places that we've seen, they are actually dealing with it very, very well. One example is alternative energy. Indonesia is now changing all their coal-driven power stations. I think there's more than 50 of them into gas-driven, and that's not the best solution, but it is a step in the right direction. And there's also more and more, sustainable energy coming. Like, for instance, in Flores, Labuan Bajo, there's a huge solar panel farm being built. So there's a lot of initiatives and drives like this to drive a green economy and an eco-friendly economy, which again also then triggers an interest from Western-driven financial institutions and companies and technologies to come in and take advantage of the market opportunity here.
One of the, I think it's not one of, if not the largest wind farm in Southeast Asia is just off the coast of Sulawesi. Not a lot of people even would think that.
So hydropower is another thing, wave energy and all of these things they're looking at.
Going off on this, there's been a lot of talk on targets that have been set on, renewable energy, as you mentioned, deforestation, and I hear a lot about how we've really cut back on that deforestation, especially in Indonesia. Like, there's a lot of initiatives going on that aspect. Palm oil issues, women's empowerment, poverty reduction, nutrition, maternal health, water, sanitation. There's kind of a lot happening here that people kind of want to tie up.
One of the things there when we talk about alternative energy, and particularly geothermal energy, as you know, we are driving this Nordic Council Indonesia group. One of the Nordic countries, Iceland, for example, is a great example of how we could encourage investments into alternative energy, particularly geothermal energy. Some of the stuff that Iceland does with its geothermal power plants and the way it drives power across the country could easily be adapted and implemented in Indonesia. It's really encouraging.
And to sort of create a financial frame around that too, Indonesia is also creating different types of green bond and green investment funds that are set up to be able to...
Like the green corporate bond issued by OCBC and ISP. And there's also, the talk about how sustainable development includes women as well. And I think Indonesia has been taking large steps in including women financially, and especially with the huge, Jokowi's first cabinet had 9 women ministers. That's...
nobody kind of jumps up and down and shouts about that, do they?
Yeah, even though
it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not as good as it should be, but the changes that has come over a very short time frame is massively impressive, and I think that trend will continue, and that's what Andy says too. We should actually do jump up and down and share this, because it's very, very positive, and you enhance that with further positivity, then you get better and better results too.
Especially with Indonesia being such a young country, already kind of putting that focus into sustainability and the environment.
Oh yeah, I think the legacy with kids and our kids and grandkids and future generations is super positive and super bright, So yeah, we should be jumping up and down about it.
Don't forget that all these points and things we talk about are in our blogs at sevenstonesindonesia.com. If you want to know more, there is also the Mekar article written by Thierry Sanders. Thank you so much for your insight, Terry and Andy. And this has been reason number 4 on the top 10 reasons to invest in Indonesia. Thank you for all you listeners for joining us on this episode in our short series. Stay tuned for the next episode to find out reason number 5 of the 10 reasons to invest in Indonesia.